Welcome back, guys. We are across all arenas. I'm Ryan, and that's Andre over there. We are back for a SummerSlam recap. So, Andre, what'd you think of it?
Do, do, Brock Lesnar.
That's like the
Come on.
first thing you can think of, huh? I mean, that obviously one of the biggest moments for sure. I honestly I already forgot about the whole like Seth Rollins thing, but definitely,
A lot happened. A lot
man,
happened in SummerSlam. I mean, for
man.
for it to be the first 2 nights of SummerSlam, a lot happened. I think for the first ever 2-night SummerSlam, I think it went really well. I think it allowed the wrestling matches that they wanted to really tell the story that they wanted to tell. So, I think that was a really good thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, a lot's happened. Um we all heard Daniel Cormier say, Brock Lesnar's on the ban list because of, his name was in the lawsuit with Vince
The
McMahon.
lawsuit,
But
yeah.
you know, heard you hear that music? I'm like, what the is this
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, we can even start with that match actually, the main event and the that was actually probably the best match of the night in my
It was
opinion.
better
I
than
thought it was really
WrestleMania.
good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we want to compare, if we want to compare the WrestleMania main event, John Cena and Cody Rhodes, I guess, won again with this John Cena and Cody Rhodes, part 2. Definitely part 2 was better. There was a bit of a twist where the night before SummerSlam on SmackDown, uh John Cena just decides to I'm done being heel. And you can kind of feel it too, like in the past few months. It was good. That had its moments. I think
Yeah,
for mine, let's recap this whole John Cena heel experiment, as we should
sure.
say, right? Because that's exactly what it was. Out of 1 through 10, I probably give it maybe a 7.5.
Yeah.
Um, it had its moments. It was hot when it came out, like at Elimination Chamber, and moving forward to WrestleMania. Like, it was good. There was moments, the trade backs between, John and Cody was really good. John got some good shots in there, and so did Cody. Cody, he can also hold his own on the microphone, and that's what made it, appealing.
Yeah.
And, getting to WrestleMania, um, the fight, it definitely fell flat. I mean, as attendees, it felt that way. There was still energy in the building, and that's something that people, watching the show on TV won't understand because they weren't there. So
Sure.
you can't really feel the energy sometimes. I mean, you could see it through the TV, but when you're there, like it was incredible. Like, we've talked about this many times.
Yeah.
WrestleMania was a great experience. We got to witness history with John winning the belt, setting it at 17. But as far as, this whole heel run, yeah, I give it like a 7.5. Um, Post him winning the title, I think the only moment to me that really was memorable was John Cena's own pipe bomb towards, CM Punk. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just because it was mimicking and relaying history to what happened to him. And honestly, this is kind of what that heel run is, right? Because if you're looking at who he's fighting, who he has faced, since he's had the belt, he's fighting, people that are giving nostalgia, right?
Sure.
And moving forward to the end of SummerSlam and their match with Cody, nostalgia again, right? Who comes out? You you said it, Brock Lesnar. And that's probably John Cena's most formidable, and toughest opponent that he's
Yeah.
ever faced.
Yeah.
And obviously, if we're thinking about his past, who else is like one of his, biggest rivals? We're thinking of Edge. So there's like rumors that, oh, is Edge gonna come back to WWE, for a one night thing? But that's besides the story. It's great to see that John is getting, Triple H said it, that John is calling the shots on his last
Sure. I
hurrah,
mean,
his
as he should,
farewell.
as he should.
Yeah.
I mean,
And so,
it's his last run, give him what he wants, right? I mean,
yeah,
like you said, I mean, the heel run was fun while it lasted. Um,
yeah,
I I mean, yeah, it's kind of like what you alluded to earlier. It's like kind of like an experimental thing that they wanted to test out because they never did. Um,
yeah.
to really have him do a real to have him have a true heel run. Um,
Heel.
Obvi I don't wanna say it fell flat. Obviously, the WrestleMania match with Cody, um, you know, technically it did fall flat to what we expected, but it went along with, what you were
The
saying. It's like,
storyline.
yeah, with the storyline,
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna ruin wrestling." And
Ruin
then
wrestling.
here we are, like, what, 3 months later, right after that? It's like, "Oh, I don't want to ruin wrestling, blah blah blah." And then it's like you said, like
Yeah.
he wanted to break into babyface because that's what he knows and that's what he's most
Yeah.
comfortable with because he's done it for 20 plus years, right? So to go back to that, and I really thought thought he was like playing into the whole
Uh,
babyface.
we talked about that,
We
and
did.
you know,
And when I saw
honestly,
the graphics, come up in SummerSlam, I was like, "Oh man, like he's gonna really play into this and like he's gonna trick the
he's
people."
gonna be himself again.
Yeah. And
Super Cena. Super Cena
Super
came out.
Cena. Yeah, Super Cena came out
Yeah.
and like the double turn really happened before even the match started, right? So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's like technically there wasn't a double turn, but like because Cody never really like there were like heelish things that he did, right? But he didn't win in a heel way. He
You know what?
still
It's you pointed that out, and as I was watching that match, uh, I was like, okay, I think he's gonna turn because there were Cody was kind of holding back too, and you could see it in his face,
yeah,
like he's beating up uh his hero, right? This person that he's looked up to, his entire career,
yeah,
and but at the same time, like he's trying to win, obviously, but he's also trying to win in a face matter rather than a heel matter.
right.
But you can just kind of see, like he was more of the aggressor,
Yeah,
in the fight. Going when they're walking into when they're in the crowd, he's setting up. He does a suplex on John Cena on the guardrail. I mean, that's like you could kind of see like, oh, he was trying to be like heel a little bit, but uh, for the match, like there was great like visuals, like when they were coming out of the tunnel, or they go backstage and they come out of the stage in the light, like that was kind of cool. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, if we were watching Unreal, right? Check, check, check. All right, cool. That moment when they're going in,
oh
back into
yeah,
the stage and they come out, and like that was a great little like visual. I'm thinking to myself like, oh, for the episode of Unreal, like they probably did that because John needed like he they behind the curtains, they probably
Yeah.
John needed
Oh,
like
yeah, for
he needed to
sure.
take
No,
get his
I was gonna
breath
point that out
because
too,
I
like,
mean they went
that spot
hard.
was really cool, and, like, them coming out of the, the elevator or whatever, all that, or the whatever the stage lift from below.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
the
that was cool,
the
that was a cool
rays
little
are
spot.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever really seen that before, but, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just really creative. Yeah, yeah.
No,
But
no,
yeah, I
not at
mean,
all. I
just
mean,
like you
it's
said, it's
that
like
was cool.
the visuals and like just everything that I mean, you can just see in Cody's face. Like he's trying to like portray like, like he's trying to portray like a heelish type of, and I don't know if it's like a foretelling type of thing for like later on in the, later on down the road. Right. So, because like I said, I feel like they're gonna
It
fight
could
one more
be,
time,
it
right?
could be.
They have to, because, and I guess we'll dive into it a little bit, but you know, who's Cody gonna fight? We've seen him already have a championship run with his title, and nothing really happened. So, what's gonna happen for round two?
And that goes to the point what we were saying off camera that we were talking about Roman Reigns and how he's about to leave to go see film a movie. Well, guess what? Cody's also leaving to film a movie, the same movie that Roman Reigns is going to for Street Fighter.
It's
So it's like, okay, this is kind of like the dead spot
That's
of
crazy.
from now this
That is
point on
crazy.
to November for Survivor Series. So, you have I think probably Clash in Paris
It's
is
not like their
probably
major
the next
PLE,
big
yeah.
one, but it's not a
Right.
it's not a it's not their major four, right? So obviously since what months ago they've been they've been advertising John Cena, being at those events, and then
Sure.
the little stint
Right,
that they
right.
have weekend that they have at Perth, like his last time in Perth. So I think from this point on, I don't think we're going to be seeing the WWE Undisputed Championship being defended for till we might not even see it defended until maybe January. I don't know. We'll see. At this point now, it's like
Yeah.
we're trying to get the Survivor Series and then get to Royal Rumble
WrestleMania.
for
Right, right.
and then Elimination Chamber and then WrestleMania all over again, right? But uh yeah, I don't know. Uh, Obviously, my thought was keep John as the champion, um, and then have him face Brock. But I guess it's
Yeah.
repeating itself because then it's just like, okay, John won again, but now he's a baby face again. So now, I mean, that would have worked out too. I saw a post. Someone said in a different universe, um, they said Brock Lesnar comes back and F5's CM Punk, and then Seth Rollins cashes on onto
Yeah.
into John Cena. So
And
it was
yeah,
like
it's
reversed.
just it's hard because
But
I mean, I've said
that
it
could have
before.
happened. But
I wanted Cena to hold on to that championship till the end of the year and to really hone in on that storyline. But,
yeah,
it does get hard to play heel for that long if you're not used to being a heel. And obviously, with Brock coming back, right? Yeah, and with
you would
Brock
have had it
coming
as a
back,
baby face.
you just kind of see the direction now where they're going with John, and even for John himself, I think you just kind of see like where he wants to go and how he wants to finish out his career. It's like, okay, he had the title and yeah, like he already broke the record. All right,
Finish his
cool.
career,
So
yeah,
now
and
what other matches can we bring back? Because John's not gonna. I think this tells me that John is done after this year. Because if John kept hold of that title, there might have been like another year in
like
him.
completely.
But I think at this point we don't see John after December.
When Well, how about this? The last few months, we don't know, he might
I
actually
don't
win
know.
the title again
I mean, it's still a
and get 18.
possibility.
That's still a possibility.
Yeah.
That's
No,
in the
I mean, it's
back
still a
pocket
possibility, but
of the
I don't
writers.
know. I don't see him winning 18. And I mean, there I could see I could see how they do it. I think that'll be later on in the year. Probably win it at a PLD and then drop it again before he leaves because he's a professional like that, right? He's not gonna take home the championship and then, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I just Well,
Even though
This
the
not heel
heel
John,
John
this is
Cena said he
babyface
was
John
going
right now.
to.
If we got Super Cena back. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. I think this is one of the more interesting SummerSlams we've had in a while. Just where they go, because this is past the halfway mark. So of this WWE like season year, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Season
This year's gone by too
dang, already?
fast.
That's fast.
Yeah,
I just felt like it was just last April. I
we
thought
were
it was
just at
it felt
WrestleMania.
like it was just last, we
Uh
were just leaving
yeah, no, for
of
sure.
WrestleMania. So let's talk about the main event on night one. And that is CM Punk versus Gunter for the heavyweight title. I can't say that I'm not surprised because I think I said this last
I
week
think he would
where
do
I
it.
say
I'm sh-
what if Seth Rollins came and cashed in? But I didn't know that was gonna. I think I even said like CM Punk wins, and I think I got to look back, but I'm pretty sure I said that, and lo and behold, it happened. And it just
Right.
sucks because like the match was really good between Punk and Gunter. Like I thought that was a really good match. It had me at the edge of my seat. And when uh Punk got that second uh GTS on Gunter and he was gonna win the belt, me and Addie, my son, we were like jumping up. Yeah! We were so excited. And we were so happy that he won. Him
Yeah.
holding the belt tight for 4 minutes,
Uh
and then all of a
Seth
sudden,
Rollins cashed in on my
Burn It
happiness.
Down comes on, and he really did cash in on our happiness, man. He wouldn't even, he only gave us 4 minutes of it with CM Punk, and it was it was funny because like I do like Seth Rollins too. I think he's one of the more charismatic superstars of this generation. Um, he's really good, Not only is he a Bears fan, but he's great. All right. So, night 1 main event, we have CM Punk versus Gunter for the heavyweight championship, and woo, did I say that didn't I call that? Didn't I call it?
You
I
did.
just had, for some odd reason, I'm like, this whole and the funny thing is that the Seth Rollins leg injury, I was on vacation. Um so and I was on water. I didn't have connection to the internet as much, but I would see it on my feed, and I was texting you,
Yeah.
and you're telling me like, check this out. I'm like, what's this? And see I see Seth Rollins, have leg injury against who's he fighting? LA
LA
Knight
Knight.
or LA Knight?
Yeah.
And then you were asked, and I asked you like, is this real or not? And I don't know, they kind of got you, or
Listen,
no?
ugh, it sucked because he cashed in on my happiness too.
So, of course, what we're talking about is I, for some reason, predicted that uh Punk was gonna win. The match was great. Me and Addy, we were having a great time watching this match. And when he hits that second GTS on Gunther and 1, 2, 3, me and Addy were jumping up and down, screaming, happy. And he was holding on to that belt, crying. And then 4 minutes has passed. And then Burn It Down starts playing. And I'm like, "Oh, shit. He's gonna cash in." But then, he was playing it off if Seth comes out playing it off at first with the crutches, and he turns around and
Just throw it all
boop!
down, took the knee brace off, and acted like it
And
was nothing.
hence the Heist 2.0 is born
I feel like this one was better
because
than the first heist. I think just the way it played
yes,
out.
yeah, the way that was played, as far as theatrics, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because the first one, he just kinda bum rushed
sure.
everybody,
Yeah.
right? But as far as theatrics, this was definitely that gets the icing on the cake for it,
But
and
we also said last week, it was like, what the fuck is kayfabe anymore? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But if we talked about this, and Triple H has mentioned this numerous times, lately, that like we live in a different world now. Like what they're doing is they're using, you know, the internet to their advantage. Um and I mean, it's working, right?
yeah,
We don't know what's eh, we don't know what's kayfabe anymore. It's it's a new world of wrestling,
it's
of
definitely
entertainment, I should say.
it's like a coming of age type of thing. Like, this is not the same WWE that we used to know growing up. Like, this is definitely new. The way they run things creatively is different. And I listened to the post show after night one, and Triple H was like, "Oh, those bogus medical reports, I'll deal with that later." I'm like, "Well, was it really bogus, or did y'all really send that out?" Like, I can't wait for that Unreal episode.
Oh, but going back to Punk being champion for 4 minutes, a few even like seconds even less than Drew McIntyre la at WrestleMania 40. And the funny thing is, like, and again, this is going back to them also using social media in Twitter or X. um and Drew McIntyre tweeting that, like, basically making fun of CM Punk that he lost it right away. But going back to CM Punk, I feel like he's in this path of Cody Rhodes, where I think Cody was supposed to possibly win it at WrestleMania 39, and then they extended it a little bit longer for him to finish his story, and then finally winning at WrestleMania 40, because Punk was supposed to win Royal Rumble
Right,
this year,
right, yeah.
and they decided to go a different route and, milk the shit out of the Yeet Master, Jey Uso, which rightfully so. I mean, it's good because that was like a moment that it's almost like a Kofi Kingston moment, right?
Right,
Like,
it
you have
was
to
like
kind of
during
like
that
give him
time,
that
like, you
moment.
had to give it to Jay, because if you
Yeah,
didn't, then who knows, people might have been outraged or
he'll
whatever.
probably never get a chance. Like,
Right,
that
and he
was
would have never
the
got that
best
chance to
chance.
win the title, so, yeah,
Correct.
I mean, it's just crazy how, like, it's just crazy how things change creatively, because
Yeah,
it didn't really pan out, like, kind of side tangent on, with Jay. It never worked out the way it should have worked out. Like, he should have main evented night one, but it never happened because
yeah,
the storyline never got to where it should have been. And I don't think it's to the fault of Jay and Gunther, because I think I think you can only do so much with Gunther on the mic, and somebody else has to
yeah.
pick him up. So
Yeah, and
Jay
Jay
was
is not
supposed
that type of
right,
person
and Jay was
to
supposed to pick
do
him
it.
up, but Jay's good on the mic, but he's not like CM Punk good.
Like, Jay's fine, but, like, you give him the mic for a little bit, like, 5 minutes extra
Yeah.
longer than he needs to, like, I start to, like, cringe because, the way he delivers is not it's like a tangent, and then, like, he's, like, kinda, like you could kinda sense his nervousness too,
Yeah.
um, and you just want him to,
But it was also
to get
that first
through it.
time, yeah, like it was his first time being like in that spotlight by himself. And
Yeah,
I
and
don't
he's mentioned
know,
that too
yeah,
in
I don't know if
matches
he was
too,
able
where,
to
like
handle that pressure and all that. So it
yeah.
definitely sucks because you definitely wanted to have like that long enough run to build off that hype. Because I mean, he wasn't going to run with it for the rest of that year. I think even
Yeah,
more of just
no,
like,
no. It'd be like a month or 2,
yeah,
maybe. I think in which they gave him, and I think it could even gotten longer, but, I think, creative was kind of getting a little, they were getting a little antsy with him where, and it finally did come out that, Jay even said it himself that, like, he he was kinda gassed, right? And
yeah,
he he wasn't able to he if he basically, if he would've been able to do it, differently, he probably would have, and it would probably made him champion a little bit longer, but, it is what it is. You're gonna have title runs like this where, you have a person that isn't overly like a Cody Rhodes that could be champion for an entire year or maybe even 2 years, and then you have superstars that are kinda like Jay, or like I said, like a Kofi Kingston run where it's like you give it to them now because they're hot.
right,
They're hot right now.
yeah,
And going back to CM Punk, he is definitely like a Cody Rhodes where he can be champion all year and maybe like a year and a half run. And I think they're trying to, I'm going to give you my insight or my thoughts of the future is setting up um CM Punk to finally win Royal Rumble this coming year
right,
and finally getting a main event, a singles match for a championship at one of night 1 or night 2, you know, and give him the belt finally
yeah,
and actually have a run.
right,
Because here's the thing, if I'm creative, we have to milk this shit out. We have to spread it out really
yeah,
because simultaneously, while we have our vets like Cody and a CM Punk
right,
and a Roman Reigns while he's still here,
right,
at that time, because what they're doing is they're grooming the likes of Braun Breaker,
right.
the likes of Bronson Reed to make themselves like the Seth Rollins and the Punks and the Codys and the Roman Reigns, because guess what? Those guys are not going to be there. Like Roman said it himself, he's only got maybe 2 or 3, maybe 3 years max left, for his body to, let him even do this stuff. And then, I think Seth is probably going to be around for a few more years. And then who knows about Punk? Like, he's not
He's not
getting
getting
any
any
younger.
younger.
Yeah, I mean, his whites are showing and grays are showing, It's in his gills, like, but, I do really believe that they are setting up CM Punk to winning Rumble, winning the championship at Mania, because that's the right storyline to go to. I think it could have been this year, but I think the farewell tour is what is the headlines right
Right, and
now.
you don't wanna, like, ouch, because you want Punk to have that
It,
moment, and
well,
I
especially it's John Cena, so John Cena is going to be on top over CM Punk, right? So yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, and guess what? You brought a good point about evolution. All of this, and what have we learned about factions? Factions are strong at the start, and factions end up breaking up, right? And so, what's probably going to happen, not anytime soon, is those two guys, the bronze, they're gonna turn on Seth Rollins, and you know that's the storyline that I'm seeing will happen, and Braun Breaker will, you know, they're really cashing on him to be the next main eventer, which he has the possibility to do it. I mean, I saw what's his name, Mr. Paul Heyman on a podcast or show, and he was basically, saying Braun Breaker is the face of the WWE in the future, and this guy will be main eventing WrestleManias. Hinting shit like that already. So, you know, he does have wrestling in his blood. He's like a Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
His family is in the circle
Yeah.
of wrestling. So
The Steiner
I don't
family.
see why. So yeah. So, but I do believe CM Punk will be winning Royal Rumble this year and
He
finally
he'll
winning at
he'll be
WrestleMania.
champion
So
again too, and that
yeah,
that was
for
kind
sure.
of what I was kind of leading up to. It's like he like we said earlier, like he's got to give, or not, probably not him personally, but I think WWE creative just they have to give John this year. This is the last time we're gonna see
Yeah,
John.
and they're already doing that, right? So
Right,
we're
and
almost
like I said earlier, like this is probably the
quarter
last
there
time we're
already.
gonna see John, because if he doesn't win the title again, right, maybe he goes for 18, maybe not, but if he doesn't go for 18, then it's like um, then it's like, okay, well, we're not gonna ever see him again. Like this is it. After December, whenever that last match is in December, that's gonna be his last match. And after,
I almost felt like SummerSlam felt like his last match, to be honest. Like the way they were building it, like at the end too, like him walking down the ramp, like it almost felt like it was like his last. It was obviously felt more like that in SummerSlam than WrestleMania
yeah,
because he was heel,
well,
but
regardless, right? Like, whatever they do with John and whatever John wants to do going into the end of the year, I don't I think next year is gonna be the year of CM Punk. I think they
for sure.
I think the way they built this up, I think they're and this the one thing I like about Punk, like, not just as a character, like the character CM Punk, but just him
Phil Brooks.
personally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, his character is so versatile that you can do anything with CM Punk. And I think he's
Yeah.
matured to that point to where
Yeah.
he finally understands, like, okay, like, I understand it now. Like, I get the bigger picture. Because before, all he wanted to do was to make change and to be champion and to have like a
Yeah.
legitimate run. But now he's older. He's gone through other companies,
And
and
I think you brought a good point, like the younger CM Punk and now this older, wiser CM Punk. Um, it's a different time, right? Because when he was younger, he he, thought he was the best in the world and that he should be on the lunch boxes, the posters and
right,
stuff like that.
yeah,
But the problem is the person that was in charge at the time, you know, didn't see it that
yeah,
way, right? Because that person was milking on to John Cena,
right,
right? And so now I think you give in a time where Triple H is in charge, you know, he plays the suit, and he also plays like the wrestler
yeah,
because he knows how it feels. And obviously there was reconciliation, um finally, and then him coming back, and they're giving him little crumbs, like this past year for some, or his biggest goal in his life, talking about CM Punk, is to finally main event a WrestleMania, and they finally gave that to him. And, I think the next year, like you said, I think it's gonna be the year of Punk finally doing all those things that, winning Rumble and then winning the championship
It feels
at a
like
main
it's
event.
building up to that, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
he's been in the Rumble. He was supposed to win it, but he didn't win it. So he's probably gonna win it next year. So then he doesn't have to go through Elimination Chamber. Um, and then main event WrestleMania, whether it's night one or night two, because you and I both know damn well we're gonna find a way to go back to Mania.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Punk is going to main event a Mania.
Sure.
Whether he wins Elimination Chamber or Rumble.
Yeah.
Who do you want to see him fighting in a main event that's gonna be like, you know, this is this is it?
Yeah.
Who?
The obvious answer is Seth, but I feel like there's got to be somebody else. But the only answer is Seth Rollins. It makes sense. He's the person that yeah, I know it's like you I know you don't want to see people, or you don't want to see two wrestlers fight out for this long. But if you think about it, like in the Attitude Era, like how many times have we seen Kurt Angle versus The Rock, or The Rock versus Stone Cold, and
Yeah.
like all these like big superstars, right? Like the Undertaker. How many times has the Undertaker faced up against like Vince McMahon, right? Like
I
we've
feel
seen
like
matches,
yeah.
and like the obvious answer has to be Seth, and because creatively you have to win the title back from the person that you lost, or that you lost to, and that I think that will be a big draw. Probably not as big as like a Roman Reigns, or I mean, nobody's going to draw bigger than John, right? But John's not
Yeah.
probably not going to be here next year, like in WWE. Um,
He said he's done
yeah, he
in
said he's
December.
done, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it has to be Seth, but if there's somebody else and it makes sense, go ahead and do it. But I think creatively, you just got to keep going with Seth.
I agree. I think it has to be Seth, or it could be Cody Rhodes. It's
Okay,
either those 2.
okay.
It's either those 2.
Because what if they decide to I don't know if you saw, but on the WWE website, they took out Undisputed from the Undisputed Championship, and they labeled it as like WWE Championship.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
say that.
I saw that. And so I don't know if they're planning to like combine the titles again. Um
Oh, lordy.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's the route they're trying to go
They're just
to.
gonna
And
they're just gonna change the titles every year and a half.
you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I could see Cody. I mean, if they decide to, like, combine the titles again, but I think it has to be Seth. It has to be Seth. I think I think down the road, we're gonna see a Punk Cody Rhodes match, probably sometime next year. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just think in terms of title fights, if they're really done with CM Punk and Seth Rollins, you know, then go to Cody. That's if Cody's still around.
Yeah. Yeah, Cody I think he's still got a lot left in his tank. Um, Moreover, like Roman, um, Seth. Well, Seth and I feel like Seth and Cody still have a lot more in their tank
Yeah.
left. And then I think the next person out will probably be Roman because
Yeah.
health issues and or whatnot. But
I do
the
want to see a match between Punk and Roman. I do. I just want to see how that plays
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't want to do it for creative reasons. I just want to see it for just how it match. I just want to see how that matches up. I feel like it'd be a good match. It'd definitely be a big draw.
I think it would be good
You don't
too.
even need a
I
title
think
for that. You could just have Roman and Punk just in a singles match.
yeah, we'll see what happens. I think the good thing, it's SummerSlam is over and moving forward to the next PLE, but I feel like the storyline, I feel like creatives trying to figure out the storyline right now too.
More on
John
Cody's
Cena's
side
gonna
than
have his
Seth's, because Cody is who the hell is he gonna who the fuck is he gonna face?
yeah.
It's so hard.
I don't know.
It's so hard. Like Cody's a good wrestler, but unless if he doesn't turn heel, then how many more heels is he need to get
But the
face?
thing is they can't turn him heel, like, right away because they need that in their back pocket, because
No,
if
no,
they
I
turn him
understand that, but
heel,
that's what I'm
you know what I mean?
saying. It's like how many more matches can he do as a
What
babyface?
what the funny thing is, what needs to happen is these other stars, superstars in the roster, they need to step up,
That's I
and
mean, that's true, but that's also on creative too. Like you got to be
it
able
it
to
it it is also
like
creative.
it can't be a one-way street, right? Like you got to be able
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
you got to
It goes both ways,
right.
but then also, the third factor is us, the fans.
Right.
What do
It's
we wanna
true.
see, right?
That's true.
So, it I feel like, in as far as long as I've watched wrestling and just sports entertainment in general, it's all about timing, right?
Yeah, that's
That's
correct.
why they did what they did with Jey Uso,
Yeah,
because it was all about timing.
right.
So, from this point on until we get to WrestleMania, they're the creative is gonna have their their points, their map,
Yeah.
right? Their road to WrestleMania. But along the line, along the road, what superstar or someone on the roster, whether it's female or male, who's going to create a lightning bolt or, put a rocket on their
Sure.
backs?
Right.
So it's you can't just write it. It also has to be feeling.
Yeah.
Um,
Because it
I think
just
that's
has to
why a
it
lot of
has to feel natural. It has to be organic,
yeah,
and you
and I think that's
can't
one of the reasons why a lot of people wanted a rocket on Karrion Cross,
yeah.
and we'll see what happens with him, because his um
Well,
contract, his and Scarlett, they
I read today as
are
of
out
August 7th, I read somewhere today that he reportedly got a deal done. I think
with
the
WWE.
yeah.
Okay.
I think the no contract, whatever thing they were doing is to like hype up his like stock a little bit
Yeah, yeah,
more.
yeah.
I and like and we'll probably wrap it up here in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But I just kind of want to go back. I kind of want to go to that match between Cross and Sami Zayn. Probably not the match in general. I think just carried more of carrying Cross because I don't know where you go with him. I know people like what he does, and I can understand that. Like his character, like resonates. It's starting to resonate with the crowd, and maybe he
Yeah.
can have maybe you push him to be a contender, be a title contender, right? Don't push him to win
Just a
it.
top guy.
Yeah, just be like a top guy. Make him make him the top guy to win a title. Maybe not this year, maybe not even next year, right? Maybe
But
some
in the
like but
future,
in the future, right? I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do though. I don't know. I don't know who's
probably have to write another story. I look at him as, I compare Karrion Cross, not physicality or attributes or anything like that, more of like just like how that person is.
yeah.
I see Carrion as like how LA Knight was. Because remember, this new version of LA Knight was not the same version we saw maybe a few years ago. Like, he had this thing where he's like, I don't know, he was like a Hollywood actor or
Yeah.
something. And he wasn't even called LA Knight. He
Yeah.
was I forgot what his name
Yeah.
was, and that's
Whatever
how
is
memorable it was. And then all of a sudden, he turns into this new character of LA Knight, and people loved it,
yeah.
and people still do. I feel like that's what's got to happen with Karrion Cross. Not exactly how LA Knight was,
Yeah.
but more, I guess, edgier. Something that also people can relate to, because his character is right now is more like, I don't know, like gothic, or like,
It's
I don't even know.
yeah, I
I
don't
don't even
even
think it's
know.
like goth. I don't even know what to call it. So it's more of like, he's dark. He obviously he grew up his hair too.
Because I can
S-
definitely see him winning a title. Probably not the big titles, right? Not like the
he
world
needs to win
heavyweight.
like the Intercontinental or the
Yeah,
U.S. championship
start
first.
of like really small, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not US championship small, but like like you said, intercontinental championship small. Let him
Yeah.
have like a legitimate run, see how he does, make him lose the title, and then depending on how that run goes,
Who
you
has the Intercontinental Championship right now? Oh, Dominic,
yeah.
right? Okay.
I almost forgot.
Creative, next match, next title defense for Dominic Mysterio, Karrion Kross.
Well, Dominic is supposed to
Done.
go to Lucha Libre's Triple Mania, the triple
Oh, the Triple
the
Mania.
triple
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Triple
The
Mania,
A A
whatever.
A
Yeah, the
A A A.
AAA. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
supposed to go there and like, because I think they're obviously they're trying to push him to do more, whether he's a champion or not. Like, I like what they're doing. At first I didn't like Dom, but I think I like what he's doing.
Dom is charismatic.
He
I
is.
I feel like, he's definitely more charismatic than his father.
Oh yeah. But I
But,
I think like I think he needed to step away from his dad.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
needed to be
Because
his own.
he's not a lucha libre, right?
Yeah.
He's not he's not gonna be the one wearing a mask. Like,
Right.
he is gonna be the one. He found his niche.
Yeah.
He found his own um personality, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
and it works.
Right.
And now people are kind of like falling into it. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of like the older legends, like I think it was maybe Undertaker or someone of that nature, they are very impressed with Dominic Mysterio,
Yeah.
especially moving forward now. So, you know, the state of where WWE right now is, it's kind of like hanging in the balance, especially outside of like all this new PLE shit.
Yeah.
And how am I gonna watch WrestleMania or Royal Rumble or
ESPN,
this and that?
baby.
I'll watch Money in the
ESPN's
Bank.
taking everybody. They taking the NFL. They taking WWE. They're taking NBA. They're taking
You know,
everybody.
I think, as we get to, the new year, because that's when this, the bigger storylines are starting to happen. I think we'll be fine. You know, there's always gonna be dead spots, just like when you're watching a a CW show that has 23 episodes. There's gonna be some dead ones in there, man.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I can point it
It's
put
it's
it
like
as. But
watching. It's like waiting for the next UFC pay-per-view, right? You have all these fight nights, and then you get to like the
yeah,
big UFC event, like
yeah, exactly.
so. But yeah,
So
I mean, the future's definitely bright for WWE. It's not like it's gonna die down. I think it's just
no, no.
it's how they build up
Listen,
these superstars and all that.
if WWE was dying, ESPN would not have made this
That's
deal.
true. It's very
Correct,
true.
right? Let's just say it as that.
Yeah.
Um, so I think we're gonna end it there, man. It was good recapping and just SummerSlam and the state of where storylines are going. But we'll do this next week and we'll catch up on what's going around on the other forefronts of sports since fall is starting to summer's starting to wind down and fall is starting to creep in, and that's football, college football around the corner, and obviously we have some preseason football coming this weekend. Actually starting today since we're recording this on Thursday. But you know, it's we got a lot to talk about on this new season of Across All Arenas. So with that, I'm Ryan, that's Andre, and this is Across All Arenas.